We love a bit of transfer news, right? This regards Liverpool.
Right, Mo Salah's future has been a big talking point from the weekend. It's our understanding that clubs in Saudi Arabia are not actively trying to sign Mo Salah. There are Saudi clubs who want him, but they would only make a move if there was a clear indication that he wanted to leave Liverpool for Saudi Arabia. No Saudi Pro League club would make that first move. You'll remember that Liverpool rejected a £150 million offer from Al Ittihad in September last year. Any transfer to Saudi would have to start with Salah telling the Saudi Pro League that he would want a move there, and then any potential negotiations would happen through the proper channels.
Let's get to Simon Mullock's story and the back of the Mirror this morning. Saudi Salah swoop. Mo Salah is offered the opportunity, or will be offered the opportunity, to become the new face of the Saudi Pro League and treble his £400,000 a week wages, which my maths isn't great, but that means he'd be quite wealthy by the end of it, I would suspect, if he's not already. How likely, Dan, do you think this will be in the near future?
Yeah, I think it feels fairly likely, doesn't it? When we were just saying off air, this story's been around for at least 2 years. I mean, I think there was speculation he could go the summer Klopp left Liverpool 2 summers ago, last summer as well. He ended up signing a new contract, staying for a further year, but that was obviously a big decision for Liverpool. And I now feel like this is a move that's just going to suit everyone. You know, Liverpool probably want his wages off the books. There's the disagreement with Slot from earlier this season. I think it would suit them to move him on and kind of start afresh, as brilliant as he's been for them. I think it would suit the Saudis. You know, they have now a potential image problem with their biggest star, their biggest selling point, Cristiano Ronaldo, which we may come on to. He may want to go and get his 1,000th goal somewhere else, perhaps back in Europe. So they'd want another big name to kind of front that league, and Salah's absolutely perfect for it. And I think it would probably suit Salah. You know, I think he is slowing down. The evidence of this season suggests that. There's been a lot of change at Liverpool, which I don't think has helped him. The loss of Alexander-Arnold being the main one, but it doesn't look like, and the numbers suggest, he's not quite the same player who set those ridiculously high standards of the last few years. So, yeah, I can certainly see this transfer happen, and I think it makes sense on a number of levels.
See him in the Premier League. Who would he suit the best right now if you're looking at those teams at the top?
The numbers don't add up. If he comes to the Premier League, they don't. Can you see him in the Premier League? No. So for me, I don't see it. But then your argument is who can bring him to there to suit that? And the only club is Man City. But does he find a way to... I know you'd be like, I can fit him into any team, of course. But I'm not sure he suits Man City.
The wages would be mental as well.
Of course, from a fan perspective, I'd love him to be in the Premier League and playing at Anfield week in, week out. But I just don't think it will... The Premier League financial rules, etc., the numbers won't add up for him.
And would he be then the most expensive player in the world? Because I mean, even when he left Monaco to go to Paris Saint-Germain, which was back in 2017, nearly 10 years ago, that was 165 million.
OK, so the record's what, 195?
Nearly 200, yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
and when yesterday Jamie was on here saying Saka's 200 million, well, they're not in the same conversation.
So you don't think Saka would be the most expensive player?
What I'm saying is Mbappe and Saka are not in the same conversation. So if Jamie is saying 200 million for Saka, we're paying there on 240, 250 for him. Let's be honest.
Right then, on today's edition of Anfield Uncovered, we've got some huge Liverpool news to discuss. Mohamed Salah's future has taken another dramatic twist after fresh reports linking him with a sensational Saudi Pro League move. We'll also be discussing the shocking Kylian Mbappé rumours involving Liverpool, why Real Madrid fans are suddenly turning on the French superstar despite his incredible numbers, and what this could all mean for Liverpool's long-term plans under Arne Slot. If you're a true Red and you love staying updated with the biggest Liverpool stories, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to Anfield Uncovered, and turn on notifications so you never miss another update. Now let's get straight into it. Liverpool's summer plans may have just exploded into life after major reports surrounding Mohamed Salah's future emerged once again. The Egyptian superstar remains the #1 dream target for the Saudi Pro League, and fresh discussions have now intensified behind the scenes ahead of the summer transfer window. According to reports coming out of Sky Sports discussions, Saudi clubs are now fully prepared financially to make another massive move for Salah. This is not something new, of course. We all remember when Al Ittihad attempted to sign him for around £150 million a few years ago. Liverpool rejected that approach immediately at the time, but the situation now appears very different. This time, Salah could potentially leave without the complications of a huge transfer fee, and that has completely changed the conversation around the deal. What's making this story even bigger is the fact that Saudi football authorities have reportedly introduced a new funding structure that would allow more clubs to compete financially for elite-level signings. In simple terms, the money is there, the interest is there, and Salah remains one of the biggest names they want to bring into the league. And honestly, from Saudi Arabia's perspective, it makes complete sense. Mohamed Salah is not just a football superstar. He is one of the most recognizable athletes on the planet, especially across the Middle East and Africa. Bringing him into the Saudi Pro League would instantly become one of the biggest football stories in the world. Now, despite all the speculation, there is still uncertainty over where Salah himself stands regarding his future. There are suggestions he may still prefer remaining in Europe to continue competing at the very highest level, especially in the Champions League. But financially, very few clubs anywhere in world football can compete with the type of offers Saudi clubs could put on the table. And this is where things become even more interesting for Liverpool. Because while the Salah story continues developing, another unbelievable rumour has suddenly emerged involving Kylian Mbappé. Now on the pitch, Mbappe's numbers at Real Madrid have actually been outstanding. Reports mention he has already scored over 40 goals since arriving at the club. But despite those numbers, tension among sections of the Madrid fanbase has reportedly started growing. There were even wild claims circulating online about a petition demanding Real Madrid move on from Mbappé. Now realistically, many people have questioned those figures and whether those numbers are even genuine. But the important point is this: the noise around Mbappe's situation at Madrid is growing louder. And Liverpool's name has now somehow entered the conversation. According to emerging reports, Liverpool are internally discussing possible long-term attacking rebuild options if Salah eventually leaves the club. And shockingly, Mbappe's name has reportedly been mentioned as part of those wider conversations. Now, before people go crazy, nothing has been confirmed. There are no official negotiations, no agreement, and no indication that Real Madrid are even willing to entertain such an idea right now. But the fact Liverpool are even being linked with a player of Mbappe's level shows the scale of ambition that could be involved in this upcoming rebuild. Because let's be honest, replacing Mohamed Salah is almost impossible. You are talking about replacing goals, creativity, leadership, experience, consistency, and one of the greatest players Liverpool Football Club has ever had. Very few players in world football can even come close to offering that level of impact. Mbappé is obviously one of the few names capable of creating that type of excitement among supporters if Liverpool ever seriously explored the possibility. And fans have already started reacting massively online. Some supporters believe the rumours are completely unrealistic because of Mbappe's wages and Real Madrid's long-term project around him. Others believe Liverpool's new era under Arne Slot could force the club into making one truly world-class marquee signing to replace the global influence of Salah. Either way, this entire situation is becoming one of the biggest talking points heading into the transfer window. Because Liverpool are clearly entering a major transition period. There are already ongoing discussions about squad rebuilding, attacking reinforcements, and the next generation of players who will lead the club forward over the coming years. And if Salah eventually decides to move on, Liverpool's response in the transfer market could completely reshape the future of the football club. For now, all eyes remain on Salah, Saudi Arabia, and what Liverpool decide to do next behind closed doors. And trust me, Reds, this story looks far from over. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If Salah leaves Liverpool, who would you want the club to sign as his replacement? And do you think there is any realistic possibility of a player like Kylian Mbappé ever joining Liverpool? Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Anfield Uncovered, and I'll see you in the next one.